Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday afternoon DOOGER. Wow. Hi, guys. Too little, too late, but I think I figured out what was wrong with my camera and all that shit on Friday when we were trying to do Geekenders. Jesse sent me a message while they were editing it and was like, what the fuck is going on with your camera? Like, they were desperately trying to fix it. But there used to be an issue that would happen that was like, it was like a delay creep. Music is still too loud. Hold on. Let me know if that's okay. I was saying I think the camera's fine now. It was not okay on Friday when we were trying to do Geekenders. What music? You could just say, turn it back up a little. But I lost my train of thought. Yeah. The USB slot that it was in, for whatever reason, it wasn't a different type of slot, but for whatever reason, whatever slot it was plugged into, it gets super borked. But is fine in all the other ones. So yes, USB shenanigans, exactly. Yeah, I don't understand it. But what I was saying is that Jesse, while they were editing it, messaged me and was like, what the fuck is going on with your camera? Because they were really trying to fix it, but couldn't get it to really fix itself. And I was saying that back in the day when I used to record stuff with XSplit had a horrible delay creep problem where if there was an audio delay, it would progressively get worse the longer that you were recording. And you wouldn't know that was the thing. You wouldn't know that was the thing until you were editing it, right? Because at the time that you're recording it, you can't tell. And so you'd fix it. You'd figure out like, okay, what percentage of a second delay is happening. You'd scooch the audio to line up with the video. And sometimes you'd get really fancy with it and try to like go to the very end and see how far the delay had gotten, scooch the audio there, and then try to just like smooth it out. Use editing software to just like smooth out, like change the speed of it was a whole thing. Anyways, so that was something that I had to do fairly often when I would film stuff with XSplit. And that's what they were trying to do with my video in Geekenders, because the delay progressively got worse the longer that Geekenders went on, which again is not something that I would have noticed. Yeah. So he was like, well, we kept trying to fix it, and then later on in the video, it'd just be fucked up again. So in the end, we gave up. And then we were joking, and I was like, well, fortunately, it was an episode where I didn't talk very much anyway. So I didn't talk a whole lot in that episode anyway. So did it really stand out that much? Yeah, I appreciate that they tried it all. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers to the editors. Femi, oh my goodness, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Iterus, Blah of Stars, Zeratosh, Swallowed Syllogism, and Quin-Eyed. All of you were gifted a sub just now. Make sure you take the time to say thank you. Yeah, it's a very good episode, but it is like intense hardcore gaming talk the entire time. And I was talking with Sam about it, and I said the exact same thing. I was like, it was a very good episode. I think a lot of people enjoyed it. I'm glad every episode is not like that. I'm glad we also have episodes where it's like, anyway, let's. Where did the term dinglehopper come from? You know. Hi, Subbo. Making people use their brains when the geekend has begun. Unfathomable. Yeah. So again, it was very good. Josh was great. Great guest. But very hardcore gamer talk. Yeah. Me trying to tell if my kid is outside being like, hello. Yeah, it's fine. I'll talk about the hot air balloon book next Friday. The hot air balloon book and the trans retelling of Pride and Prejudice book. Those are the two books that I'm reading right now, and they're both great. There was not a moment to talk about those books during Geekenders at all. So, this next one. My favorite are the Krendor episodes. They bounce around so much in topic. It's a wild ride. It is, yeah. The Krendor episodes are the ultimate, just like, we're just vibing. We're just here to have a good time. Yeah, and with a camera that works. Cheers, everybody. I smell like garlic. I've had a very productive day, which is great. But I smell so much like garlic. I was like, I'm going to prep up a bunch of fucking garlic, which every now and then I get a bee in my bonnet about. And it's great. I'm very happy with past me. And by past me, I mean the me of an hour ago. That was like, I'm just going to peel and blitz up a shit ton of garlic. And I did. And now I don't have to do that for a while. And I love that so much. But now it's just all garlic. Oops, all garlic everywhere. Everything smells like garlic. It's so good so far. It's called Most Ardently. And it's fantastic. It's very sweet. So far, I adore it. It's just good vibes. It's just really good vibes. So, I'm hoping to have it finished by the time Geekenders comes around. Because it's only a little over 200 pages. It's like not even that long. Great. That was a movie. Everything garlic all at once. Yes. Yep, it was. Yeah, both of us. Clark sat down and did a bunch of her reading homework and worked on her French vocab. I didn't even know they were doing French stuff at school, but she has like a whole thing that she brought home from school that's like French, introductory French words. And I was like, great, homie, I can help you with this. I have done introductory French words about 18 times in my life. What? I am oddly set up to help you with this. Yes. I'm something of a French 101 specialist myself. French 102 might be a little far. French 101 though. I've done all that shit many a time. I've been doing, ready? I've been doing Duolingo Italian. And you might say, Dodger, didn't you just say that you've learned the beginnings of French a million times? And also, Dodger, I was here when you had your child and went through that period of time where you were like, well, I can't really do much for myself anymore because I have a fucking baby in the house. So I guess I'm going to go back to trying to learn French. Are we heel turning, Dodger? And the answer is yes. Duolingo is just bad. But you know what it does do? Here's my argument here. I've watched so many videos from people that study languages, and they're all like, Duolingo is bad. That's fine. You know what it does do, though? It makes me think about practicing the language every day. It reminds me about it, which I think is actually very important. Duolingo is big enough that it has a little widget that you can put on your phone. And so every day there's a big block on my phone that's like, hey, have you thought about Italian at all today? And I go, no, thank you for the reminder. Thank you for the reminder, though, dude. I appreciate that. 394-day streak in German, and I don't know shit. So, again, I've watched a lot of videos from polyglots and people who have studied lots of languages, and they all pretty much say the same shit. They say, get some sort of an introductory workbook. Get like, in my case, right? Get an Italian 101 workbook. Buy that for yourself. Study the shit out of that. And then start learning, start doing the sort of Duolingo shit, right? That's like, make sure that you know how to say all of the important, like, life-saving shit in that language. Stuff that you need to know if you need to ask for directions, if you need to introduce yourself, if you need to buy food. Learn those things. And then just start learning shit that you actually care about learning. Watch a bunch of kids shows in that language. The sort of media that you like to ingest, try watching it or reading it in the language you're trying to learn, right? Like after you've put in a few months of this like grueling, I just need to like figure out the basics here. Once you've put in a few months of that work, then you can really just be like, and now I'm watching anime in Italian all the time. You know? So. I broke my French Duolingo streak and I got a bunch of guilt-tripping emails about Duolingo being sad. You know what makes that okay for me though? Not saying this is okay for you. Like I'm not putting feelings on top of you, but I love that we've memed about that shit so much at this point though. Like the number of people who have made some kind of a comic about the Duolingo bird just showing up at your house like, what the fuck is going on with you, dude? I can't believe you didn't do French today. Have you done your French lesson today? Right? Like, so I feel like those emails, now that we've goofed it so much, might just be funny. They might just be funny. Open the app or else. If you can comfortably watch anime in Italian, you don't need Duolingo anymore. Mm-hmm. My kid and I have been playing Animal Crossing together the last 2 mornings, which has been very fun. And I was dreading it a little bit because I hadn't played my Animal Crossing game since it came out, right? So, like, it's been a while. And I recalled the sort of things that characters would say to you in Animal Crossing if you hadn't been there for a while. So I was like, I don't want to do this, right? But I did because my kid wanted so badly for us to just lay in bed together and play Animal Crossing next to each other and visit each other's islands and go swimming and shit. And so I did. And you know what? Only one character mentioned it. One of my little villagers was like, man, I thought you got eaten by a shark. I'm glad you're fine. Anyway, how's it going? I was like, what a wild thing to say to me. No one else even mentioned it. I talked to one of the raccoon kids and he was like, hey, you have a house now. That's so cool for you. And I was like, did I just build a house and then bail on this game? Did I build a house and bail on this game? That tracks. I was surprised that my kid has just accepted that the game operates in real time, right? She had sunk so much time because we didn't know. I had only, again, as established, played the game long enough to build a house and then bail on it. So I had never gotten any new villagers to my island. She had spent so much time getting Nook Miles to buy tickets to go find people and be like, please come live on my island. And then would get really upset because the villagers would never show up. And finally we looked it up, like, where the fuck? Because what I kept doing was typing in, how long does it take for a villager to show up on your island? And then I would get an answer. And it was like, in like a day, right? And they would never show up. And I was like, what is going on with this game? And so finally, instead I looked up, villagers are never showing up in Animal Crossing. I should have looked that up first. But I feel like it made sense to search the other thing first, right? So instead I searched, the villagers are never showing up, and finally got our answer, which is, oh, you have to have a bridge built, and you have to have a building called Nook's Cranny built. And then what's his ass, Tom Nook, will be like, hey, there's a bunch of people who want to move here. We should figure that out. So then I was like, I don't know what Nook's Cranny is. I don't know how we proc the ability to make a bridge. I don't know any of this shit. And it turned out that forever ago, I guess, before she knew how to read very well, this is the issue. Before she knew how to read very well, she had done a quest, talked to Timmy and Tommy, the little Tanuki babies, and they were like, hey, so we really want to build this thing. We need a store built, but we need you to collect this stuff and give it to us, and then we'll build the store. The store is Nook's Cranny, right? So we were like, how do we get Nook's Cranny here? What even is that? Went to talk to them, and they were like, hey, so have you gotten those supplies yet? And I was like, how long ago did they ask you for this stuff? This is so funny. And all this time she's been like occasionally playing and being like, I'm going to go see if I can find another villager. So now we've got a queue of like 6 villagers that need houses. But she's got Nook's Cranny. She built the bridge. She buckled down and got those done so that people will come to her island now. Yeah, so now we gotta build houses. But what I was going to say was, I was surprised that like she has never once complained about characters being like, all right, that'll be done tomorrow. And I'm like, God, I feel like that's all I complained about when I started playing this game, was like, I gotta wait a day. I gotta wait a whole ass day for this to happen. She's like, okay, cool. I'll go hit some rocks and stuff. The animals are crossing. I know, it's happening, dude. I'm very gamer brained, yeah. Yeah. I enjoy it now. Again, I think because I'm like sort of experiencing Animal Crossing through her eyes, and it's such a fun game for her, you know. The screech that she lets out when I show up on her island, and she's like, "Mommy, I've got my gate open. You should come visit, and then we'll go swimming." It's so cute, dude. It's so, I can't. And then I show up and she screeches like, "Mommy!" It's so cute, dude. It's so cute. So I guess I like Animal Crossing now. So I guess I like it now. They got me. They did it. Yeah. Yeah, it's very fun. I was talking with my father-in-law. We still have tons of like building materials around. We're still working on like, we have a big connected patio, basically. They were going to be building a patio, and they were like, "Do you guys want like a nice smooth patio?" And we're like, "Yeah, that would be great." So we decided to just make a big connected one, which has been awesome. So that's almost done, but there's still lots of building materials around, right? And I was talking with my father-in-law, and I said, "Hey, so in the chicken coop, we've been doing the mulch thing. I've just been getting wood mulch and putting it on the bottom, and then as they like break it down and move it around, I get more. And to be honest, it's so annoying. It's so annoying, dude. It doesn't keep pests out at all. It does nothing to help with the pest situation. Rats and shit are getting in there all the time, and it's so annoying. They constantly kick the mulch into their water, no matter how high up I put the water thing. They kick at the mulch and get it into the water dispenser, and then the mulch absorbs the water. And so I'll fill this huge thing with water, go out there in the evening, and it's filled up with mulch. And I'm like, I hate this. I hate mulch. I hate it. I hate this. So I was looking into alternatives. We already, in the like actual coop area, we use like a coconut fiber thing, because it's really easy to basically scoop. I have like a long arm of the law cat litter scoop thing. It makes it really easy to just scoop the poops in there, and it stays really clean. And so I was like, well, I don't want to use the coconut stuff. I don't want to use that in the like general area because it's going to get dirty, right? I need something where it doesn't matter if it's going to get dirty. And so I was looking into what other people do. And I guess a big one is construction sand, because it's got lots of grit in it, so it's good for the chickens anyway. They can get the grit that they need just from the construction sand. It's not the same as like play sand. It's like there's lots of grit inside of it, right? But you can still scoop it with a fucking litter thingy. So I was like, oh my God, I could scoop the poops in their general run as well. That would be amazing. So I was talking with my father-in-law about that because I was like, we already have so much shit out here, but I might be ordering some construction sand. Yeah, just like coarse, like high grit sand, right? And my father-in-law goes, I've got some of that. And I was like, huh? He goes, yeah, it might not be as coarse as you're wanting. We don't have horses, no. He's like, I don't think it's as coarse as you want it to be, but we're also going to be getting more like small gravel for the area where the cars park because we've kicked so much of that around and it's just like, so he's like, we could just take some of the coarse sand if like once we're done with this project, assuming there's a bunch left over, which I think there will be, you can just use the rest of that and we can just mix in some of the coarse gravel and just put that in there and you won't have to buy anything extra. I was like, I'm so glad I talked to you about that. I'm so glad I mentioned this issue to you. That's great. What a good reveal for me. And then because my kid was there while he was showing me the sand and showing me how coarse it was, Clark was like, we've had a gigantic thing of sand here this whole time, and proceeded to dig the deepest hole that she possibly could in the sandbag. So it was a really good day, is what I'm trying to say. It's been a great day. We got a lot done. With mulch, is that poop, it's gonna mold. Well, yeah, and like with my other chickens, with like Bergie got this horrific foot infection. And one of the things that can cause that is just like standing on poop all the time, right? The mulch is frustrating because there's really no easy way to deal with, or even like you're saying, like visually spot poops with the mulch. But with sand, even really coarse sand, it's obvious that there's a poop there, you know? It's obvious there's a poop there. And I just think it's going to be life-changing. I think it's going to just change everything for me. It's going to make it so easy to keep that area clean for them, and I won't feel like I have to check their feet all the time. I'll still check their feet, but I won't feel like I have to do it, you know, like every couple of weeks. Like, please, God, tell me that their feet are fine. I guess you would get a foot infection standing on poop, you know? It's typically a combination of things, right? It's like maybe you got a little scratch on your foot. That happens. They're scratching at stuff all the time, right? Maybe you have some kind of just like little flesh wound. But then if you're standing on poop immediately after that, like, yeah, it gets infected. So Bergie had what's called bumblefoot, which is a hilarious name, but it was a pain in the ass to deal with. I have become amazing at giving chickens little spa treatment days. I was talking about it with my sister-in-law because she watches videos of sometimes, I can't remember the term for it, but sometimes chickens get like backed up in terms of their like egg laying. And one of the things that you can do to help them finally lay their egg is put them in like a warm bath, basically. Egg bound, that's the term, thank you. Is like put them in just like a nice warm bath and just let them stand in the warm water, and it just like loosens everything up and they get all relaxed and nice, and then they lay the biggest egg you've ever seen in your goddamn life. The thing that kills me is when the egg has another egg inside of it. That happens with egg-bound chickens. They'll finally lay that egg, and when you crack it open, inside is another completely fully formed egg. It's like a Kinder Surprise. I know about that term from snake care videos. Snake egg videos. What is so fun about that? I love those videos. The eggs are so weird. They're like really soft and they like stick together. And you like watch these caretakers like gently like pull apart these weird soft eggs. It's really interesting to watch. Exception. Yes. It's a very exceptional situation, yes. I was just talking with the lady that our puppy is with right now, and I was like, hey, just wanted to see, because she was saying, like, I really want to make sure that you know, that the dog is old enough to get vaccines done before she goes home with you, and get her microchipped and like have all of that done, so that that's not something you have to do like the second you bring her home. Just, I can just get that done for you. And we were like, awesome. So I was messaging her to be like, hey, just wanted to see like how our little girl's doing. Can we still bring her home at the end of the week? All this stuff. And she was like, absolutely. So now we're like trying to figure out when we should bring her home, because we want to make sure, this is half term right now, so my kids got the week off. We can't pick her up until the end of the week. So I don't want my kiddo to feel like she didn't get to spend a bunch of time with her before she had to go to school again, you know? So yes, mashed potato day is fast approaching. Very excited. So I think Friday, it might be Friday, in which case I will be leaving, or rather not streaming on Friday, so that we can go get her and bring her home and all that. Also, to be clear, this dog's name is not Mashed Potato, but it is how I think of the dog now. It is how I think of the dog now. Mm-hmm. But could it be? No. A name has been decided and it's very cute. But I will probably call the dog Mashed Potato. Little potat. Nicknaming the dog is the first step. Yeah. I don't know. We would need to get the dog, and then I would have to get home in time for Geekenders. So I'm trying to set that up to make sure that I'm home for Geekenders. I have a friend who named their dog Breadstick. I love that. Yeah, Geekenders with guest my dog. That would be unhinged to name the dog the same thing as my husband's name. I guess people do that with children all the time, don't they? Hello, I'm Samuel, and this is my son, Samuel. I don't think I've ever seen somebody do that with a dog, though. That would be so funny. Hi, I'm Sam. This is my son, Sam, and this is my dog, Sam. Yeah. Oh, me? Yeah. When I married into the family, I knew that I was not only going to have to change my last name, but also my first name. So a lot of you don't know this, but my government name now is actually Sam. Oh, goodness. I keep forgetting that my whole hand is garlic. It's all garlic all the way down. Dracula's quaking. Yeah. Yeah, so all these rumors that I'm a vampire can go away because would a vampire smell like this? Unless this is a bit. That's so true. You're not here sniffing my hand. So this might just be an elaborate ruse. One of the streams last week, somebody was like, "When are we getting Dracula?" I was like, "I'm sorry. Yes, we'll figure out Dracula because we have to finish that book." But almost immediately after, I went on TikTok, and the very first video I saw was a Dracula ballet. Like a dance between Dracula and Jonathan in a Dracula ballet. And I was like, I didn't even know there was a Dracula ballet. But this is great. I'm enjoying this a lot. It's the Cult of the Lamb record. Yeah. Yeah. Look, Dracula just wanted more wives is the thing. And Jonathan was there and technically not married yet. So it's weird when the Jonathan in my head is Keanu. I forgot that Keanu was Jonathan in a Dracula. The Hades 1 record is back up for pre-order. Oh, shit! This is a pre-order. Oh, what? The cover's so good. Yeah, that's really nice. Do I invest in a record player just for the Hades soundtrack? That's what I'm wondering, dude. I was trying to go on a journey yesterday to find basically, I'm trying to think of how to explain this. I was watching a video because, you know, I get recommended that cottagecore shit sometimes. This person had basically like a cover to go. So they had a candle, and then it had a cover that would, number one, keep things from touching the candle, but number two, would sort of disperse the light. And I was like, that can't be that hard to find, right? My thinking was I keep waking up super early in the morning because my kid wakes up super early in the morning. And sometimes I hate the big light in the morning. And by that, I mean I always hate the big light in the morning. And so I was like, it would be so nice to just use one of my candles that I have in the house and just put like a thing on top of it to like disperse the light in the kitchen and stuff a bit better and just not turn on the light, right? So I was like, I bet that's just called like lantern candle cover thing. No. If the word lantern is in there at all, you will get millions of decorative lanterns. And I was like, okay, that's not what I want. And then you get a lot of like outdoor tea light lanterns. No, that's not what it's not. No. I still can't find this thing. I can't find what it is that I'm trying to find, you know? A dimmer. A candle dimmer? Is that what you're talking about? A candle dimmer? If you're talking about a dimmer switch for the big light, that is not the conversation we're having right now. Candle light diffuser. No. That's just giving us lots of reed diffusers and like wax melt tea light things. Candle prism. Okay, let's try that. They look beautiful, but no, not that. Candle light shade. No, it's not. No. Look, I'll try whatever you guys tell me to Google, but no dice so far. None of these are. It looks like a just like a frosted piece of glass to put on top of the candle, and it like dispersed the light in the room. Like ye old oil lamper. Yeah, but not with oil. You just put it on top of a candle. Candle diffuser is literally what we looked up just now. We just looked up a shade as well. That's a heck of a shape to charade. Like, imagine this. Imagine that the bottom is empty, okay? And this part, like, comes up and, like, a little bit higher. And you go... All of this is frosted. Whoosh. Light. I know what you mean, but I have no idea what it's called. Same! I've been trying to find this shit. Guys, we searched lampshade already. We did that all together just a second ago. We searched diffuser. We've searched all... Frosted glass hurricane. These are fun. These are fun. This feels closer. But it looks like you put the candle inside of these instead of putting it on top of the candle. Nope, more of the same thing. I'm searching with frosted. Frosted's and everything that I'm looking at. Glass bell. I'm getting a bunch of glass bells, like ding, 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 ding. Even with the word candle in there. IKEA's a Herdevard. Hold. It's showing me a lot of Harvard University. No, this isn't it either. It's fine. It's fine. I don't want to spend this whole stream Googling for a weird candle cover. We need a candle Discord now. It's a candle cloche for sure. I will, hold on. Last one, okay? But these are like, all of these have tops on them though. So the candle would go out. These are like covers. There's no lid on this thing. The candle should continue to burn. It's fine. We're moving on. We have to move on. We have to move on because now we've been doing this long enough that now we're coming back around and people are going, have you typed in lampshade yet? Have you typed in glass candle cover? We can't do this. We're looping. We're looping. I can't do it. You have a strong future as a marbles streamer. Thank you. Shoutcasting marbles was not what I thought I was going to do that day, but it was very fun. You tried a light bulb. Stop suggesting stuff. We've moved on. Mentally, emotionally, physically. And for those of you that that's painful for, we have a Discord. Feel free to post. If you think you found the thing, if you're like, Dodger's a dummy, I found it. I know I did. Post it in Discord. I'll look through all of them later. I tuned into coffee time for the first time in ages and forgot my coffee. Go, 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 go. We're going to start. I have 3 things. Oh, shit. I left the book in the house. I wonder if my kid would be able to find it. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll have to go in and grab it. It's okay. So I explained a couple of weeks ago, one of the packages that we got is from a lovely viewer named PZN. And my kid opened it because I had brought it into the house instead of bringing it directly up to my office. That was my bad. We're normally very like, yeah, sure, just open whatever, right? And if it's not something we want her to see, we put it somewhere else. I wasn't thinking about it. She opened it. And so I had said, like, it's fine. I kept all of the things together, including the note. So no, I won't be able to open the package on stream, but I can show you everything that was in the package, right? But the major part of the gift is in my kid's room. Just realized, so I have to go grab that. I swear I'm not an old lady. I believe you. I have no reason to think you're an old lady. But also, it's fine if you are. There's no ageism here. I am also not an old lady. Nice. I believe you. Or maybe we're all old ladies. I don't know. Don't head out to my forest yurt. As only old ladies do. Hold on. And find. We'll see if Sam can find it. The problem is that my kid has so many books. Sometimes there's like a request for a specific book and I can't find it. It's like a good problem to have, right? But it's 6 a.m. Why am I here? I don't know. But happy 101 months. Thank you very much. Something that's really fun about having a person in the house who's learning to read is there's a second pass that kids will do where they read it to figure out what the words are and then they reread it to add inflection. So it'll be like, "Where are you?" says the dog. "Where are you?" says the dog. It's very cute. I love it. There's the first pass of what are the words? And then the second pass of, and now I'm reading it, right? Like I'm contextualizing it. It's cute. What is the motivation of the dog? Well, in this specific book, the mama goat is very cross and she won't go back into her little shed. Why won't she go back into her little shed? The two kids have to figure this out along with their dog companion. And so they keep trying to make the goat happy, but the goat isn't happy. It's a very grumpy goat. And it turns out the goat was grumpy because the poops hadn't been scooped in the goat shed. So the kids clean up the shed. And then the goat is happy again and goes back into the shed. The dog had no motivation to be involved other than it was the little kid's dog. So there you go. That's like that question that people started talking about a bunch. Somebody took one of those tests to determine if they have autism, I guess. And one of the questions was something along the lines of like, what's the similarity between the numbers 2 and 5? And the person was like, apparently what you're supposed to say is that they're both numbers. And that pissed me off. And this might be me telling on myself a little bit, but like, why would you ask that question unless you wanted me to say something other than the fact that they're numbers? Of course they're fucking numbers. That feels like a stupid question to me. Because immediately I was like, well, they have very similar shapes. They both have like straight bits and rounded bits. Right? I've always applied personalities to numbers. So personality-wise, they're very different. They have nothing to do with each other in terms of personality. So that's not on the table, right? I hate that the like neurotypical answer is supposed to be, well, they're both numbers. I think that's stupid. I think by asking the question, you are asking the person beyond the fact that these are numbers, what's similar about them? Right? Neither of them can be divisible. I don't know. Like, stupid. Anyways, I don't run those tests. Maybe it isn't a stupid question. Maybe the answer that a person gives to that is varied enough that it can be helpful with those tests. But if somebody took that test and they were told, yeah, a neurotypical person would say their numbers and have no thought beyond that, I don't believe for a second that a totally neurotypical person has no abstract thought. refuses to engage with a question like that beyond, yeah, dude, they're both numbers. That doesn't make any sense to me. During a psych evaluation in my teens, the doctor was impressed I didn't give up on a puzzle after half an hour. Sorry. Some of the shit people are writing in chat is really funny. It was a block puzzle. I couldn't solve it. It took over half an hour. People usually get frustrated and give up. I feel like if I was if I knew that I was involved in an evaluation of some kind, which again, I've never done a test to figure anything out about my brain. That's probably for the best. But if I knew I was being evaluated and I was given a puzzle, specifically a puzzle, it would need to feel impossible for me to be like, I can't do this. I think I'd smash my head against the puzzle wall for a really long time before I was like, this is outside of my scope, dude, you know? Yeah. I'd be like, surely when we need to move on, they'll tell me. And otherwise, I'm just going to keep trying to figure this puzzle out, right? And whether that's because I personally need to walk away knowing that I did my best to try and do this puzzle, or that I don't want this fresh stranger in my life to be like, wow, they gave up easy. Yeah. They'll stop me when we need to stop, right? Surely. Anyways. Anyways, again, not saying anything one way or the other about evaluation tests of any kind, because I've never taken one, and I've definitely never given one to somebody. But sometimes when people talk about the sort of questions that were on their tests, I go, I would love to know what the motivation is to ask that question. Yeah, it's the psych version of the Kobayashi Maru. They're like, there is no answer. You can't solve it. We're just trying to figure out what your fortitude is like. Like, shut the fuck up. Anything can be solved. Don't do this to me. Goodness gracious. No response from Sam. No response from Sam yet. I played the witness. You're trapped in here with me. I forgot about that game. What a good game. I'm so glad that Jesse played that. I first started watching your vlogs when you were in a tiny apartment in Oregon. That's like 13 years ago, 14 years ago. I don't know if you've done the math on that, but that's a very long time ago. Isn't that wild? Anyway, thank you so much. The bunk beds, the postcard wall, good times. That was when the loft bed and the postcard wall. I was in LA at that point. I had been in LA for like a year or two at that point, I think. But Oregon, the studio apartment in Oregon. That's the very beginning. The thing that I always say is like, you know, obviously there can be, you can jump to a lot of conclusions about yourself when you're like home diagnosing, right? Which is one of the reasons that it gets discouraged. But I think something that you can do is if you notice a lot of overlap with like, I struggle with this, and this, which are things that people with this diagnosis also struggle with. Something that's really helpful about that is then you can look up how people with that diagnosis are trying to combat those problems, or how they, you know, think about them, or all of that sort of stuff. And that can be super helpful, you know? And in that way, you don't, if you can't get the diagnosis, you can like look up different ways that people try to combat something that you might find frustrating about how your brain is working and stuff, you know? Not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I have a vague memory of you fostering kittens. Yeah, that was when I was in Oregon. Yes. I just realized I found your content when I was like 11 years old, and now I'm almost 25. That's wacky, right? What is going on? We were just talking about that a few days ago, but no, when I moved, I live in England now, for those of you that don't know that. When I moved to England, I could not take all of my mugs with me. So I brought 12 over. 2 of them broke on the way here. They've been repurposed. And then the rest of them I gave to friends before I moved. What was your first trip to England like? It was during a backpacking trip with my brother. It was fine. It was near the end of the trip though. So, I was kind of mentally wiped at that point. We spent a little bit of time, and by a little bit, I mean, most places that we went, we only stayed for a night. We were like constantly moving. So we were in Nottingham for one night, and we must have gone to London. I honestly can't remember. Yeah, it was fine as far as I recall. Yeah, we started in Portugal. We ended in Ireland. We did Portugal, Spain, Germany, Austria, Italy. We skipped France because it was too expensive for such a long trip. At a certain point, we went to Estonia because my brother spent a lot of time in Estonia when he was in school. So we went to Estonia and hung out with some of his buddies from then. I would love to go back to Estonia. We went to Prague, England, Scotland, Ireland. Yeah, we stayed in so many hostels. It was fun. Most people who go to Paris say it's massively overrated anyway. I loved Paris. I would like to go back to France. But I didn't run into the same issues that a lot of people do. However, I will acknowledge that I have very French features. So I think if you look like me and are attempting to speak the language, they might be a bit gentler with you, because I have plenty of friends who have gone that have not had that experience whatsoever. So I'm willing to say and admit that like there might be some racial and like just general feature bias that I had going there, you know. Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing, right? Is like I've only been to Paris. I would love to go to other places in France. My Italian side of the family is from the Val d'Aosta, which is like at the base of the Alps. I would love to just go to the French Alps. Never been. Sam worked there for quite a while. But he hated it. He hated it. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, hey, we should go to the Alps sometime, because I think he would rather die. So that's so funny you say that. He hated snowboarding. No, the snowboarding was the only thing he enjoyed about working there. Corsica is one of the places we've been talking about doing a family trip when it's my kids' summer break, and Corsica is one of the places that we've been talking about looking into going. I went 3 years ago. It's worth it. Corsica's really nice. Good to know. Yeah, we've just been looking for like options that are close to us, you know? And there's so many options that are close to us to just like have a chill, like beachy sort of vibe. My kid loves a beach. And, you know, I think one of the keys to Sam relaxing into a trip is to eliminate the option of going home at all, right? To be like, we got on a plane. We're stuck here. We're relaxing now. That's the only option. That's the only option we have. My Australian friend calls our English beaches gravel car parks. I like a little, like rock ponds and things. I think stuff like that is fun. if you're a kid that likes to just find cool rocks and look at weird little creatures, the beaches here are great for that. What is this 3-dimensional person doing in my Mushroom Boy stream? Hello. I'm so sorry. I will go back to being a digital shroom tomorrow. Promise. Are you asking why the pupils aren't there? The lore there has to do with Moral, my Neon Divide character. So I'm in a LARP, a virtual reality LARP called Neon Divide, and my character in that is a mushroom person named Moral, and their original design had no pupils, and they continue to have no pupils. And so when I was making a design for a VTuber character, I wanted it to basically be like kind of the vibes that I have as Moral and me. And I love the no pupils. A lot of people think it's super creepy. I love it. So that was hands down one of the things that I was like, yeah, don't put eyeballs in there. Or rather do, but like no details. I thought it would take a lot longer to get used to the VTuber, but I really like it. A lot of people really like it. I'm so glad. I do think I'm very glad that a lot of the response has been it's very you vibes. It's it feels like a you VTuber, which is, you know, exactly what the hope was. So you could turn it into a funny googly eye toggle. You should watch the VTuber streams. It's been a little over a month now. How's it been so far? On my end, great. Yeah, I love it. It's so easy to do a goof. It feels like it's jump-started some new creativity for me, which has been really nice. And it's also given me the like sort of privacy screen that I was wanting, you know? I'm willing to pay 10 times the points to cancel the Google toggle. You like the gaping eyes, but you hate the googly eyes. Is it specifically the cap googly eyes that you hate, or just all of them? Turn chat against chat. Yeah, I need real life googly eyes now. Yeah, it's been good. Have you considered making a specific background for the VTuber model? You know, a mushroom. I love that. That's so funny. No, what I'm hoping to do, hold on. So like, here, let me show. So this is the background right now, right? It's not fully updated with everything that's in my background currently, but what I'm wanting to do, and have started reaching out to some art friends for, is to have the background also be a mixture of 2D and 3D. So we have the picture, right, of my actual office, but then to have in that gap right above the beanbag to have like an animated or like drawn window with like stuff out the window, to have like little drawn things like on shelves and stuff in the background. I think that would be really fun. See, there's a difference. There's a difference between how it actually looks right now because I've been adding things here and there, but no, I don't plan on doing a whole drawn room. I think there's been a fun combination of the 2D and the 3D, especially because I'm still doing some camera stuff, you know? I found a crochet pattern for a mushroom cap hat. And I was like, it would be fun to make that and then always wear that when I'm on camera. But I don't know if that's like pushing the goof too far. Yeah, exactly. Is it cosplaying if I'm just cosplaying my own VTuber character? God, yeah. I guess it's better than like sclera contacts, right? The ones that make your whole eye black is those are like so big because they have to cover all of the white of your eye. But if it's just a contact to make my whole eye white, that wouldn't be too bad. That would actually be pretty easy to put on. They're so uncomfortable. The sclera ones, yeah, no, I'm not doing that again. The all white ones, unfortunately, are really, they typically have like kind of a mesh look to them if you look too closely because the person still has to be able to see. The person still has to be able to see through them, right? So it's actually not like fully white typically. If you get close enough, you can see like there's almost like a mesh texture to it. Seeing, who needs that? So true. You know what? You've convinced me. So true. Who does need sight? Not me. Are there filters that could mask your eyes? Probably. The shit that I've seen, the filters on like the TikTok and shit. Surely. Freaky contact lenses makes me think of Kiwo. I love Kiwo so much. What an alt queen. Filters don't hurt your eyes. I mean, contact lenses aren't supposed to hurt your eyes either. If they do, it might be the wrong shape for your eyeball, or it might just be like a lower quality contact lens and it's scratching your eye. Green contacts and then just chroma them out. No, that would be, it would be the same as a sclera lens then. It would just be all green. We're going backwards now. Hear me out. Chroma contacts and then add googly eyes. No. No. If I'm truly cosplaying as the Mush Cat, I have the white contacts and then I have stupid googly eye glasses that I put on. Chroma contacts seem like a potentially untapped market, but so niche. So niche, I feel like. And green eye bags. That's easy. Green and white freckles. I don't know how obvious it is that it has green and white freckles, but it does. So green and white freckles, the green eye bags, white eyes, weird crochet mushroom cap hat. Done. Done. Finished. Okay. Super quick break. I'm gonna go grab the thing from PZN so we can do our TY. I'm also gonna pee. So really quick. There's my little guy. There they are. Real quick. I'll be right back. Hello. I'm back. We did it. I didn't run. Why? Does it seem like I ran? Why does it seem like I ran? Because I didn't, okay? So chill out. Okay. We have 3 things today. Thank you ahead of time to the lovely people who sent me stuff. The first one is the one that my kid opened. Oops. From PZN. This is the note that came with it. Short and sweet. It says, "Hi. I hope you like this book. And blueberry raspberry licorice," with a smiley face. It's very cute. So it's all Moomin themed. So the book, and the reason why it was in my kid's room, is Moominland Midwinter. So this is our second Moomin book. The first one we got when Clark was first born. The Moomins and the Great Flood, which is the first one. This one, oddly enough, I read by myself. She didn't take to this book very much. She loves the Great Flood, which I would argue is way weirder. Way weirder, but I guess at this point, she's like the most comfortable with it. I loved this book. I think it's great. I think we should give it another shot with my kiddo sometime when she's feeling more like she wants to do a new thing. But yeah, it's great. It's got great little pictures and everything, all the classic elements. But it's very cute. So thank you so much, PZN. I'm so sorry that my kid popped this open ahead of time. Also, licorice. That is also Moomin themed. Yeah. So I'm going to try it. Those are super good. Keeping those in my office. Don't worry about it. I was trying to figure out what this tasted like, aside from licorice. This reminds me so much of, is it Good and Plenty? Hold on. Good and Plenty's are so good. Somebody asked what's an American candy that I miss. I love Good and Plenty's. This tastes so much like Good and Plenty to me. That's delicious. That's so good. Oh my goodness. Okay. The next thing I'm pretty sure is a goof. I think one of my mods sent me a goof. So we're gonna open that. Hold on. I'm gonna go put this on and then come back. Hold on. One moment. Okay. All right. Yep. The layers to this goof are impeccable. There's so much here. Like, unless you know that there is a game where Sam and all of his dude friends role play as wolves. This shirt makes no sense. It's packed with lore. So I recently found out the term Oshi and what it means. In the Vtuber world, it's like the person you root for. So Stormseed is my Oshi, I guess. Buff Pup recently taught me about Oshi. Octo taught me about Oshi. I believe this was sent by Dojums. Dojums, confirm or deny, unless you don't want to confirm or deny. Yes, it's fantastic. I also was sent one in Sam's size, so I'll make sure he gets that. I'll try really hard to get him to wear it on stream. No guarantees, though. I'm gonna wake up to a ban in his channel. Are you gonna pick Clark up from school in that shirt? You know, there's nothing about this shirt that is particularly... Even if somebody looked at it really closely and read it, I don't think they would go, that shirt seems inappropriate. You know? I just go, this is my husband. And he's also meshed together with a wolf. I want to tune into Sunforged later with both of you wearing it. That would be amazing. It's just, yeah. It's just a little bit weird. Having to explain it even on a surface level is just a little bit weird. Yes, this is my husband. And yes, that is a wolf. And yes, they do share the same body because they're the same person. Actually, maybe I'll walk that back a little bit. Yeah. I go, what's going on with your shirt? Like, well, you know how, like, you know, your partner's Wolf Sona? This is my husband's Wolf Sona. I don't know, do you really talk with them about, like, their wolf self? Or we talk about ours all the time, so. And then create a situation where Sam can never pick up our child again. Okay. Thank you, Dojums. Thank you for giving me a goof to carry with me into the house. I appreciate that. Yeah, the gift of goof. I am now the proud owner of 2 mod-created goof shirts. And that's great. Did you watch the video, Brett? Yes. Good. From the man who brought you the dirt, man. There's a new song, a new hit jam about birds. And I immediately sent it to Brett because for some reason, Masay and I were not friends on Discord. So I had to send it to Brett. Okay, so our last TY box has been on an excursion. It's been through a journey. Sent to us by Arnar. It got stuck for a hot minute. It got unstuck. And I was like, I'm going to make sure I hold on to this until Arnar is not at sea. But then it was just kind of sitting by itself, waiting for the sweet embrace. It's time now. We're going to open it. It bounced, yeah. But we got it. In the end, we got it. It was fine. Turns out, some companies hate P.O. boxes, and they will do everything in their power to make sure they never even have to look at a P.O. box. Okay. I'm opening it over here, down here, and then pulling things out because there's a lot of papers all over this. I guess because it went on such a journey. There are papers all over it with addresses and all kinds of shit. So I'm gonna open it down here. Okay, cool. Dirt under the pillow for the dirt man. Oh, that was clever. Wait, okay, hold on. I had to open it from the bottom. So hold on. Okay, we have a box that says fragile on it. We have a postcard. We have a bunch of candy. Yes. Okay, so postcard from Arnar. Oh my gosh. Has it been this long? Did it take this long to get to me, Arnar? It says, technically an early holiday package. Think of it as happy winter / Yule. Arnar, I'm so sorry. What happened here? Oh my goodness. It's been so long. Do you mind if I read this on stream? Is there any reason that you would prefer I didn't? Postal services. This package has seen things. Truly. Yes. Okay. It says, I wanted to send this while I have the time and while the weather allows it. No eruption yet also as I write this. All the best to you, your family, and your friends. Animals of the Thorns included. Got some local sweets I remembered you like. Seasonal and enough to last a bit and to go around. Hopefully the Lego set will be fun. It felt thematic for the farm. Lego set. So cute. It's a little chicken coop. Clark's gonna lose her mind. So cute. Look, it's got a little bit for the eggs that slides out. So cute. Okay. Also, I remember you telling about having interest in making terrain pieces and tabletop minis. I've had this book for ages. It might be fun and useful for you and for getting ideas, etc. Oh my gosh. So the reason that I said, oh, that was really smart is because it says book inside in case there's water or melted chocolate, which I was like, that's smart. That makes sense. It's like when you put your toothpaste in a bag because you're like, if this explodes, I'm going to be so upset. Ooh. How to make war game terrain. Nothing looks better than a gaming table crammed with exciting scenery. This book shows you how to design and make terrain for war games. Using simple techniques and readily available materials, you can produce all sorts of models, from simple woods and hills to amazing fantasy castles and the cratered battlegrounds of the far future. Hell yes! This looks great! I'm really excited to look through this. Thank you, Arnar. That's fantastic. And we got our little Lego. And we got a bunch of chocolat. Oh, it doesn't say what this is, though. Greetings from Iceland, from Arnar. Okay. Should I start a new spot for postcards? Maybe I could zoom the camera out a little bit and put it on that side of the bookshelf. I remember that book by memory now. It's, oh, look. Dave. It's Dash. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is my D&D character in Brett's game. That's so fun. My P.O. box is public. Yes. So cute. He did! Yeah, everything in here looks like it's just fine. Whoa. Look at this one. So cool. Thank you so much. And a little Hollow Knight boy. Yeah, I was gonna say, the way that this is colored, it looks like a Hollow Knight type thing. And then I saw this in there and I was like, I think it's supposed to be. That's so cool. Thank you, Arnar. Thank you, thank you. Wow. Put that in there. I need to send off something small, so I'm probably gonna reuse that box. And then, of course, we have these that I'm going to chomp on. I can put these guys on the mushroom shelves. That'd be cute. For now, I put you here. Thank you, guys. I got a goof. I got a bunch of candy. I got books. Feel very lucky. Thank you, guys. Brett better still be here to see the boy. I was curious if Brett was still here to see Dash. I can send him a picture, though. So, very successful TY. Absolutely. Oh no, like Jeannie, I'm sorry. Oh, that's so sad. Like I was saying, it turns out some companies like do not like PO boxes and will just redirect stuff if they realize they have to go to a PO box. Which is very frustrating. But what can you do? I don't mind like having to help with the process of getting it here, you know? But if you guys are like paying for postage to send a thing and then it gets lost or it gets sent back to you, then you just like spent potentially a lot of money on postage and the thing didn't even get here, you know? That would be very frustrating. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what it is about P.O. boxes that annoys certain companies so much, or why they have a policy of like not delivering to P.O. boxes. I don't understand that. What's on my shirt? Just my husband and his wolf Sona. I still remember sending you a package of 2 books for Clark, and you read one on stream for chat. What books were they? We probably still have them. I don't think we've ever gotten rid of any of Clark's books. We still read all of them. It's because there's no one to sign for it in a lot of cases. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, just normal shirt stuff. You know. Little Beaver and the Echo. Yes. We just read that the other night. And the Truth Pixie. We've read the Truth Pixie a few times just in the last year. Yeah. Yeah, we still love them. So thank you. Anybody who's ever sent a book, it has most likely been very well loved and read many, many times. The Mouse Hole Cat. That sounds like a wacky book. Yeah, I was saying that one of my tactics, because my kid loves to world build, one of my tactics sometimes when she's in a mood where she wants to play pretend, but I don't really have the energy to play pretend, sometimes I'll just ask her tons of questions. So the example I gave the other day was she wanted us to be a mommy and daughter zombie. And at the very beginning of the game, she went to bite me. And I was like, wait, if we're both zombies, why would you be biting me? And she was like, well, because you have a brain. Because I've played games and seen videos where it shows clearly that zombies still have their brains. And if zombies eat brains, then it stands to reason that we would also be trying to eat each other. And I was like, okay, so am I trying to get away from you? Like, in this world, what does the mother-daughter relationship mean, you know? I was like, is everybody, because she was like, well, we live in Zombie Town. I was like, okay, so is everybody in Zombie Town trying to eat each other? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay, so are there humans in Zombie Town? And she was like, well, sometimes the humans in Human Town come to Zombie Town. She's like, and originally this was a human town. I was like, okay, so this was Human Town until all of the humans turned into zombies, and now it's Zombie Town. We've renamed it. She was like, yes. And you ask enough questions that eventually you get fun, weird lore that your kid makes up on the fly. Like, yeah, well, you know, when grown-ups get bit and become zombies, their skin turns green, but not kids. Kids have green freckles and green lips, but everything else is the same. I was like, oh, fascinating. Fascinating. I love that. So yeah, If you have a little kid in your life that likes to just make stuff up and create stories and does that thing that I think a lot of kids do, to be honest, where they're like, okay, so let me set the stage for you. This is exactly who you are, and this is who I am. This is our relationship. This is what we're doing right now. Sometimes if you still want to engage with them, if you don't want to be like, I really don't have the energy for this right now. If you still want to engage with them and encourage the imagination thing, you can just ask them a bunch of questions. Your stream background looks more cozy every time I see it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's long form improv. Yeah. Eventually, my kid will get to the point where she's like, let's just play. And even after, in this specific situation, even after all of that, after all of the like world building, scene setting, who we are, what our relationship is, it started and I went, okay, great. And she goes, no, we talk normal. The second the game started, had to stop me to be like, wait, you're forgetting an important piece of lore, mother. We don't go, we talk normal. We're not those type of zombies. It's like, fuck, I asked too many questions. Oh my gosh, Vet, that sounds like a very cute book. No, I've never heard of that before. -1 RP, mother. Seriously, yeah. Yeah. Points at character sheet, points at intelligence modifier. It says 0, though. I don't know about this. It says -1 here. Ah, an ad. Well, what are we gonna do? It's past time. So while that ad is ruining our lives, I can take a second to figure out what we're doing. Leave a little dirt under the pillow for the dirt man when he comes to town. Leave a little dirt under the pillow for the dirt man, so he can take me down to his lair deep under the mountain, underground. That's where he keeps his dirt. That ad involved zombies. They're always listening. They're always listening, and it's disgusting. Is this your singing exam song? I wish. God, I wish. No. My singing exam songs are not nearly as whimsical. I was talking with my singing teacher. I was like, what do I do after I've done the level 8 exam? And she was like, I don't know. That's kind of up to you. You could stop your lessons and you know, just sort of do whatever you want with singing for a while. You could you know, heel turn into musical theater songs. You could, I don't know, whatever you want to do. And I was like, no, there's no level 9. Level 8 is the last one. Once I've done this, I will have gotten as far as I can in singing exams without pursuing higher education. So I would like to pass level 8 with distinction. So hopefully I can do that. That's my goal currently. Yeah, well, you know, like it depends on what you're trying to get out of singing lessons. We've talked a lot about my kid. My kid loves music and sings all the time. And so we were talking about like at what age would it make sense for her to start doing singing lessons, you know? Currently, she's not really old enough to just like sort of chill out and treat it as a lesson, you know? Oh, it's raining again. Yes. So there's a version of this where I continue going, maybe not as frequently, and then eventually we sort of transition it into being my kid's singing lesson instead of mine, because I already bring her, when she's on breaks and stuff, I already bring her to my lessons. So we might like slowly turn it into Clark's lessons instead of my lessons. I don't know. But I adore my singing teacher. She's really been a lovely addition to my life, so. Yeah, she still goes. To martial arts? Yeah, like 4 times a week. Loves it. Yeah. It's one of those places where it's like they offer like there are certain levels of classes and they offer them frequently throughout the week, and you pay a certain amount to just like come as often as you want, basically. So, you know, you don't have to go every time. You can skip entire weeks if you want to, but you can also go like 6 times a week if you want to, which is buck wild. But yeah, she loves it. Anywho, sorry, I just realized you're all back. I'm opening up Raid Leader. I'm going to read off the activity feed. And let's read that off. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, guys. Thank you again for my lovely gifts. I appreciate it. PZN, Dojums, and Arnar, thank you. I will let you know how long it takes for Sam to realize that he is on my shirt. If it takes him longer than literally 1 second, I'm going to be so confused. It's obviously him. Anywho. Let's see. PZN. Thank you for the 88 months. I appreciate it. Maggie Pow Pow. Thank you for the 61. Simeon Wizard for the 62. Especially Ebbs. Thank you for the 37. Asherly for the 93. Vet for the 29. Femi. Again, thank you so much for all those gifted subs. If you were gifted a sub today, make sure you take the time to say thank you. Deacon, thank you for the gifted sub as well. Vori Nuvos, thank you for the 56. Jolms or Yolms, thank you for the 4. Jerfy Jerf for the 100. Thank you so much. Crickbell for the 57. Sandpage, thank you for the raid and also for the 35 months. Marloose for the 55. Junior's Junior for the 43. Exiled Viper for the 101. And Ziowo for the 86. Thanks, guys. I just got here. I didn't see the shirt yet. Was that fun? Was that a fun reveal for you? It is nice because when I'm like this, it just looks like I'm wearing a black shirt. And then I'm like, anyway, yawn. All right. Blinks. Yeah, I think I saw you guys talking about this in chat a little bit. But yeah, for raid leader, you know, we just don't want them doing anything against TOS. I'll normally check the stream, do my due diligence to check the stream, make sure that they're actually online, not doing anything weird. Obviously, weird is like subjective, but there we go. Oops. Are you gonna wear it for Sunforge? I mean, I'm wearing. It's part of me now. So all my followed channels are weird. Thank you, including this one. Yeah, I took that as the compliment. It is. Thank you all so much for watching. I will be a mushroom again tomorrow. I will return to my true form. But for now, if you're not busy tonight and you'd like to watch a bunch of cool kids play D&D, that's on Joe Fudge's channel for Sunforged. Otherwise, tomorrow, this week is half term. I'm going to have a chat with my kiddo. My kiddo's been doing really good, honestly, at like occupying herself. So I might have a chat with her and Sam and figure out like, normally I try to start around like 12, 1 o'clock when she's on break. But if she can just like chill for a couple hours, then I might be able to start right on time. So we'll see. I'll ask. But yeah, we'll get it sorted and then I'll post on our Discord to update you guys. For now, assume I'm starting at 1 o'clock, but maybe it'll be early. Who knows? All right. I'll see you guys around. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves and bye-bye.